started. All right, welcome to Falcon Blues TV, and we've had Barry on, just throwing us all in and just joining in with interviews, and now we've got the lovely Natalie Sawyer. Natalie, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure. Very much.
This one is just our Brentford preview, really. Hopefully,
timing was perfect, really, wasn't it? With making it this day, like.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So. Before we start, how are things? How are you doing at the moment? Still working with Talksports and...
Still on Talksport, although the weekend off this time around. Normally I'm working early doors on the weekends. So it's quite nice to know I've got a lie-in on a weekend, because I haven't had one of those in ages.
Brilliant. Last time I spoke to you was on Talksports, and it was at 7:30 in the morning, a cold January. And we were in the middle of a pretty...
outside away, you know what I mean?
My kitchen's pretty cold if the central heating isn't on, let's put it that way. Well, we were talking, it was a pretty dire time for Everton, and we were in the transition of he who shall not be named. Eventually vacating the role and Frank Lampard coming in. What was your take on the whole period of him coming in and the other one coming in and Lampard?
I'm very proud that no one's
I won't say his name, sorry.
So I'm not allowed to say his name?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Nice to just set the ground rules.
Yeah.
Do you know what? His appointment was flawed, obviously, from the start, and we all know why it was flawed. But there was a part of me that kind of wanted it to work in a way, because you just felt like you needed someone like that. Having said that, there had been the tried and tested with a few managers here, and you were scarred by what happened with Carlo Ancelotti. It kind of felt like maybe this was a good shout to give this person a go. Didn't quite work out, as we all know. And you've gone down this route now of a more inexperienced manager, but a manager that wants to play football in a good way, in a good style, and it's maybe taken some time for that to come to fruition, and there's been injuries for you guys, which has been a real big issue for you. But ultimately, right now it's looking good in terms of getting out of the trouble that you're in. Put it that way.
We've still got time. We've still got those two home games. Obviously, we've got Brentford is the one this Saturday, Sunday rather. So. Brentford haven't done too bad this season. I mean, you look at the likes of Watford and Norwich, going straight up and going straight back down. And
I think right from the offbeat Arsenal sets the tone really for the season, isn't it?
It did. I'm going to be biased, obviously, because it's my team, but I do think we've done exceptionally well. Especially, you mentioned the teams we came up with. Well, those are two teams that have had Premier League experience.
Yeah.
We don't have that, and none of our players have ever really played in the Premier League. Our probably most experienced in terms of top flight football would be one of our defenders, Christopher Sawyer, and he's very young still. He came from Celtic. And he's been brilliant. But very inexperienced side. We had our injuries as well, which might have coincided with that blip that we had, where it looked like we were being dragged into the relegation battle. Obviously, we all know what happened in the January transfer window on one key signing that has been massively influential on our team. Absolutely. But
and what a story as well.
Exactly, it's a real feel-good story. And what I love about that story as well as signing Christian Eriksen is that I was at a function where Thomas Frank was talking about it, and he actually said, I'd rung up Christian Eriksen, and within the sort of short exchange that we were having, Christian Eriksen said to him, I had thought about ringing you as well. And I like that. I like the fact that even Christian Eriksen had thought maybe Brentford's a good place for me to go, because he already knew Thomas Frank, he knew a few of the players who have a few Danish internationals. Kind of all fitted, it kind of made sense. So he's done really well for us.
And Ivan Toney, I'm proud to say I've had him in the fantasy team since the start of the season.
Stuck with him.
Yeah, it's got loads of points. The middle was a bit.
There was a barren spell, if you like.
He's repaid my faith, and I like having Tony because I hate having City players in it, because Pep doesn't think about the real managers like himself. You know what I mean? Rotation.
You're so right.
You know what I mean? But
you need consistency in your fantasy team. I get you. No, Tony's done brilliantly actually. Again, for a player that's he had a brief spell at Newcastle, but for a player that's just kind of come into the Premier League and just taken to it really. And there's so much more to his game than just scoring goals. He creates. He's often one of the first to defend a set piece, for example, getting to the ball first. He works tirelessly. I can big him up all day long, because I think a lot of people just look at his goals. Don't get me wrong, he's scored enough goals this season, he's done pretty well. 12, I think. Yeah. But you have to look at the overall picture, and I actually think overall he's done really well, and it shouldn't just be based on goals.
Yeah, unlucky Newcastle. They love us. They love us. By the way, lately, don't think the Geordies. Yeah.
So what's your thoughts for the weekend then? Because obviously you guys are safe.
Yeah.
Brentford are good and safe, and Everton aren't at the moment. Let's be honest. We were just saying to Barry and to Danny then.
Yeah, it's a big game.
You know, the 2 weekends prior to this, I've literally gone Everton's way without having to kick a ball, which has been great. But you can't rely on that. You can't hope and just expect another weekend of poor results where Burnley don't win, Leeds don't win.
Yeah.
Everton managed to pick up a point or something.
Yeah, you need to win. You need to win games. You need to control your destiny rather than rely on us.
Yeah.
Which you are in that strong position still. It's Leeds who are. It's out of their hands. They have to just hope others drop points. I was slightly, and I haven't seen it, but obviously I was slightly, as someone looking on at the results, what happened at Watford in midweek. I expected that you were going to win that one, and that didn't obviously go to plan.
That just typifies Everton as a season and as a football club, I think, more than anything.
And I know you're away
losses at home, no clean sheets. That's proper Everton, that.
Yeah.
But I think everyone would have looked at that as an away win, wouldn't they? Even though your away form's not been brilliant, I still think, bear in mind Watford's poor home form, that many would have expected you to have won that one. Didn't go to plan, but it's still a valuable point at the end of the day, which could come.
Yeah, clean sheet as well.
Yeah,
that's what we said. If it was 7 points out of 9 on the last 3 games, I'd have snapped your hand off for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it had been, I think there was a few moans about it because it was Watford that we drew against. And I was like, well, if we'd have beat Watford and drew with Leicester, you'd have been made up with that.
Yeah,
you'd
exactly.
Have been happy,
Yeah, you're right.
Completely
the perspective is, yeah, absolutely.
And so the 7 out of 9 points is just, it's galvanised the side as well. The fans have been completely behind Frank Lampard and the team, and we need that to continue. But that doesn't stop for the fans. That's got to continue now. That's got to be the norm. That's got to be. We've got to.
Of course, yeah. We've got to carry this into next season.
I don't want to be welcoming the bus every week, but there's got to be points in the season where you're going right. We're all in.
I also think, in a way, that the team and the club need to acknowledge what the fans are doing.
Yes.
Because I know a while back in this season there was some protests. There were people, obviously, because of the he who shall not be named being in charge and people not being happy with the board and everything like that. But it's as though the fans have just decided, we need to put that to one side now. I know obviously they've changed the manager, but there were still issues with the board perhaps. You put that to one side, exactly, and you've all come together and you're doing the right thing. And you have been that 12th man, which is so crucial at a time like this. And in a way, I'm, as a Brentford fan going to Goodison, I'm slightly intimidated because I'm not sure what to expect from the atmosphere this time around.
Jim's going to have smoke bombs as well, by the way, we've heard.
Oh, God, well, that was fine.
A lot of shop owners in Merseyside who were very happy. And
but
so
I must say, I was at the FA Cup game, where we lost and you hammered us. What was it, 4-1?
4-1,
yeah. I was so impressed with how you played that game. I thought it was brilliant. You sit with the ball around, you were so quick, it just moved so quickly, and I was blown away thinking, gosh, if you play like this for the rest of the season, you're going to be up there, basically. Not necessarily breaking into top 6 or anything, but you're going to be well clear of any danger. Yeah. Obviously, for whatever reason, injuries, like we've mentioned already, has proved costly. But again, if you can play like that, gosh, you could win that game quite comfortably. Having said that, we're a different side as well to that team that we played. Even though our personnel is quite similar, we didn't play particularly well, and we weren't playing well in that period. And now we have Christian Eriksen, that just adds a different element to it.
Okay, so we've been told to wrap up.
Oh, okay.
Because we'll be going in a minute.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, thank you for joining us. Predictions. Yeah, obviously we're going for home wins.
Put you on the spotlight, but
I can't ever go against my team.
Fine.
But, so in that sense, I'm going to go with a draw, just so that we're all happy. I'll sit on the fence.
I said before, in the way he went for Brentford. You should have seen his face. I was joking.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I'm going to go with a draw, but I wouldn't be surprised if you win. Put it that way.
Go on. Yeah, we'll have that. All right, Natalie, that was amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Drop all the comments below and up the fucking toffees.
Comment on.
Cheers, Natalie. Thank you so much.